Never gone. Please welcome AJ McLean and Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys.
Hey, what's cracking?
Boys, as you have said it yourself, Backstreet's back. All right. Now, 5 years since you guys have released a studio album. Why has it taken so long?
Because we're just really lazy,
Yeah,
and
we're doing nothing.
you know, we just didn't want to do it. No, we after the last tour, Black and Blue, we finished in 2001 in Osaka, Japan. I think it was Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
There was just a lot of negativity going on during that whole tour cycle. I went to rehab. 9/11 happened. We lost one of our crew members during 9/11. There was a couple of deaths in some of our families, major management issues, just a lot of bad juju going on.
So it had nothing to do with the interview I gave you guys in 2000, because I've always felt a bit guilty about that.
You know, actually, you were the total cause for us taking a break. It's all your fault.
Yeah, we appreciate that, bud.
Yes.
Took too long.
Yes, shame, shame, shame. No, and you know what? It was a well-needed break. It wasn't a break up, as many people kind of just made
Thought
up.
or wanted.
Yeah, or wanted it to be a breakup. We never broke up. We just took a well-needed break. And in 2003, in November, when I did Oprah, talking about my sobriety and my whole problem with drugs and alcohol, the fellas all came from all over the world to support me and surprise me. Nick flew all the way from the UK. He was working on his second studio record, and that night we all went back to the hotel and we ordered room service and sat and talked and decided we're all ready to go do this again.
And Nick, I believe that you boys actually got together and intervened, and that's why AJ went into rehab. I mean, how tough was that for you guys to actually make that decision?
I mean, it was hard. I remember we were in Boston finishing up or actually we were in the middle of our Black and Blue tour, and you know, he was going through some rough spells. His grandmother was very sick, and you know, he was just going through some hard times. And I remember we were going to throw the pitch out at a Boston Red Sox game, and he was supposed to come with us. And so he didn't show up. He slept the whole entire night and didn't get up, and he said, oh, we don't want to do it. And at that point, we kind of got a little fed up over it. So after we got done throwing the pitch out, the four of us, we went back to his hotel room, sat him down, and him and Kevin had some heated words. You know, they got into a pretty big argument. And then that's when he decided, you know, hey, it's time to take care of this and to get it done with. So then that's when he stepped into rehab. Right after that, we went there for 30 days. We brought down the tour for a little bit, but we still had obligations with the rest of the tour. So right when he got out after 30 days, he went right back on the road with us. And
you're not supposed to do that.
You're not supposed to. So we finished our obligations, and the time that we took off was well needed for him also, and for everybody in the group. So now he's 100%, and we're very happy.
Well, you yourself, Nick, I mean, you embarked on a solo career. You had drink driving charges of your own and a much publicised relationship with Paris Hilton. How did it feel to be labelled with this bad boy image?
You know, I'm not necessarily a bad boy.
Come on!
I guess I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time, you could say. I'm just drawn that way, fellas.
Yeah, how did he get that? That used to be my title.
Bad boy.
Yeah, I mean, how did I lose the bad boy title to you? That's so, just because you dated Paris, I
think I got a couple of tattoos.
Well, actually, Nick, one thing I do want to bring up, of course, the big news for today, of course, was the Michael Jackson verdict came down not guilty. He was a friend of yours. There was talk that you were going to testify on his behalf in his defence. How do you feel as a friend of his to have heard the news that he's been acquitted?
Watching it was I mean, it was nerve-wracking, you know, knowing him, and even our security guard used to work for him for a long period of time, and it's just good to see that justice prevailed. You know, I believe that hopefully our judicial system out here is good and proper and right, and I was happy. I was very happy to see, because knowing him and knowing how he is, my brother knows him as well as I do. He does not come off to be that kind of person, and you know, I'm just very happy with what happened.
Nick, you're on the list to possibly testify for the Michael Jackson trial. If you had have testified, who would have played you in the reenactment trial?
I have no clue. That would have been hard to pick, huh? Find a guy with some weird tattoos and an ugly face, you know.
Now, we are all very glad, of course, that you guys are back after so many years. How did it feel? Because you've already hit the tour, you've already gone out in front of the fans for the first time in 5 years. How was that initial steps onto the stage for the first time after so long?
It's great. I mean, we didn't know what to expect. Unfortunately, you know, the whole rumor of out of sight, out of mind, you know, you don't know what to expect, especially here in the U.S., because the U.S. is so fickle. They change their mind overnight as to what type of music they like and dislike. And, you know, during our little hiatus period, hip-hop kind of dominated, you know, between 50 Cent, Eminem, and Usher. That was the biggest thing. And, you know, Nick has been saying something in all of our interviews that is very true. It's time to get back to good quality melodies and not just beats that are good to listen to when you're in a club.
Now, you guys have just returned from Europe. I mean, what's it like to be in a country where the #1 song at the moment is a mobile phone ring?
Well, it was funny because when we first went over there, we were just over in London in Europe doing some promotion, and a bunch of our fans showed us what originally it was. It was basically like a ringtone with just this little frog mimicking like he was on a motorcycle, so he sounded like blah, 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 bing, bing.
I love
that. That's my man.
And that crazy dog.
He's like, that's crazy.
Watch that be #1 in the U.S. now. You watch.
Well, thank you very much for chatting to us, guys. Of course, in the meantime, if you don't want to go out and buy the frog ringtone, and why would you? The Backstreet Boys single Incomplete is out from the forthcoming album Never Go On. Please thank AJ and Nick from the Backstreet Boys.
Thank you.
The bad boys. Bad boys.
Be careful. Stay right there.
There might be 5 years again. There might be 5 years again.
Guys.
Still to come, Katie Holmes and Delta Goodrum and